It appears that Hollywood's prominent figures are now distancing themselves from Tom Hanks and aligning with his son Chet as of late. This shift comes in the wake of Chet's recent disclosure of what he claims to be questionable actions on his father's part.
Fame is the most powerful drug known to man. It can also be the most destructive. People are infatuated with fame.
So what did Tom Hanks actually do? Why is everybody getting against him now? You are about to find out. It seems that Chet has dropped a shocking revelation that appears to validate what many of us may have long suspected. According to him, his iconic father, Tom Hanks, is supposedly operating in secrecy as a behind-the-scenes influencer for the enigmatic Hollywood elite. In a forthcoming tell-all expose that allegedly promises to send shockwaves through Tinseltown, Chet appears to have spilled all the details on what it's been like growing up in the imposing shadow of his father's fame.
Everybody wants to be famous. It creates a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy. Everyone is doing whatever they can to become famous.
In a sensational expose that has set the gossip grapevine abuzz, Chet has unveiled the stark reality of coming of age in the formidable shadow of his renowned father. Chet seems to be pulling no punches and seems to be directing his allegations towards Tom, asserting that Tom was preoccupied with pursuing the allure and extravagance of Hollywood's elite circles, all the while seemingly overlooking his own family.
But the truth is that seeking validation from fame and from others only amplifies your misery.
Chet's candid confession, cleverly concealed within his self-mastery program video series on his YouTube channel, lays bare the heart-wrenching battles he faced as a young lad, grappling with incessant bullying at school in the absence of a resilient and nurturing fatherly presence. Instead of offering unwavering support to his own kin, Tom purportedly appeared fixated on the pursuit of stardom and cozying up to the influential figures in the glitzy world of Tinseltown.
It wasn't until I became a teenager, went to high school and college, that I started to really deal with his animosity.
The aspiring rapper conveyed deep disappointment and a sense of isolation, revealing how unrelenting bullying during his school days left him without a steadfast male mentor to seek guidance from. Rather than being an involved father figure, Tom appeared to prioritize his place in the spotlight and cultivating relationships within the glitzy realm of Hollywood's elite. I didn't have a strong male role model to tell me, bro, these people, they are just jealous of you. Chet, his voice tinged with bitterness, disclosed that his father's pursuit of fame and connections with the elite had left him feeling overlooked and devoid of the crucial support he required during those challenging moments. Chet proceeded to narrate the trials of growing up as the offspring of Tom Hanks, a circumstance that carried its distinct set of hardships. He found himself a magnet for envy and hostility as people hastily formed unfavorable judgments about him without taking the time to discover his true character. Rather than standing steadfastly by his son and providing counsel during these challenges, Tom seemed entranced by the allure of celebrity, globetrotting and mingling with Hollywood's upper echelons.
People would make up their minds about me before they even got a chance to know me, and it was extremely hard to break down their walls.
He opened up about how his dad, Tom, being so famous, made it tough for him to connect with people. He admitted that being the child of a Hollywood star had its perks, but it also made him feel lonely because his dad wasn't around much. Chet's complaints suggest that Tom was more interested in being famous and liked by everyone than being a good dad. My experience was even more complicated because on top of fame already being toxic, I wasn't even famous. I was just the son of somebody famous, so I hadn't even done anything to deserve any sort of recognition, and that created a lot of contempt. Contempt for me, my dad is beloved. He's on a pedestal, Chet revealed, highlighting the difference between the love his father received and the bitterness aimed at him. As the video rapidly circulated through social media, public opinions about Chet's disclosures became quite polarized. Some interpreted it as a plea for attention, while others regarded it as a courageous expose, shedding light on the less glamorous aspects of Hollywood stardom. Regardless, Chet's revelations appear to be an unvarnished account of reality. It's evident that even though Tom may not have been deliberate about his parenting, his connections with Hollywood's elite have certainly yielded tangible benefits.
Because I felt I had something to prove. I felt that I had to be this bad so that people wouldn't with me, and I would rather be.
To start, let's take a look at the 2016 accolade that Tom Hanks received from the then-President Barack Obama. President Obama bestowed upon Tom Hanks the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest distinction attainable for a civilian in the United States.
Thomas J. Hanks.
The Presidential Medal of Freedom is awarded to outstanding athletes, performers, and scientists in the country. Apart from Tom Hanks, President Obama also presented medals of freedom to a distinguished group of individuals, including Robert De Niro, Bruce Springsteen, Diana Ross, Michael Jordan, architect Frank Gehry, philanthropist Bill and Melinda Gates, and mathematician Margaret H. Hamilton. Obama bestowed especially high praise on Hanks, describing him as America's dad, and going on to say that Tom has always saved his best role for real life. He is a good man, which is the best title you can have. Certainly, Tom Hanks is undoubtedly a talented actor, but that doesn't automatically translate into being the ideal father. Chet's revelations provide a distinct perspective. Being a genuinely good person in real life is about more than just talent or public image. Actions often speak louder than words, and it seems that Chet's personal experiences convey a different narrative.
All in all, it just led me down a path of self-destruction through my 20s. Now I'm 31 years old, and I'm just now getting to the point where, I'm starting to truly...
Fans swiftly began drawing connections and raised suspicions that influential Hollywood figures might have wielded their influence to secure that esteemed award for Tom. It's no secret that he has maintained close ties with the heavyweights in Tinseltown. When you're chummy with the influential and renowned, the possibilities of what kind of favors can be orchestrated become quite uncertain. One fan commented, "I'll never forget Tom Hanks saying they can never be suspicious of the nicest guy in Hollywood having bodies buried in his own backyard, and then just laughing. I'm sure Isaac Cappy could tell us plenty if he were still alive." Another fan added, "We don't need proof, Tom. We have instincts, and you are guilty by association to the guiltiest of the guilty. Nowhere to hide. Chet, be a good man and friend and leave this behind. We love you for who you are." Tom boasts an extensive circle of acquaintances that many fans view as prominent figures in the entertainment industry. From co-stars such as Meg Ryan and Julia Roberts to directors like Steven Spielberg and Ron Howard, Tom Hanks has cultivated a network of influential companions over the course of his career. These connections go beyond mere professional collaborations, as Tom has frequently been spotted socializing with these high-profile individuals in various contexts, reinforcing his position within Hollywood's elite echelons.
Sweetie, I love you. I'll find you. I'll wait for you. Whatever. Meet you in the park. Let's have hot dogs at that thing by the place with a deal.
It was an unforgettable Sunday night as a gathering of celebrity power couples converged on the Hanks residence around 7 p.m., all set to revel in the festivities. And what was the cause for celebration, you might inquire? Well, it was none other than the commemoration of Tom and Rita's remarkable 35th wedding anniversary. But don't expect a typical intimate candlelit dinner for two in this case.
Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson are celebrating their love. The longtime couple marked 35 years of marriage over the weekend and celebrated with a sweet tribute.
Tom and Rita chose to go above and beyond, transforming their anniversary into an extravagant weekend-long celebration. They extended invitations to a selection of Hollywood's most influential and esteemed stars for an understated dinner at their opulent residence. When Hollywood royalty converges, you can be certain that it promises to be an unforgettable night.
Look at this all-star cast, guys.
It's Jimmy Kimmel, Conan O'Brien, Martin Short, Kurt Russell, and...
The Hanks' magnificent mansion, nestled in a serene cul-de-sac, served as the prestigious venue for this exclusive gathering. It became the ultimate destination for the creme de la creme of the entertainment industry. Paparazzi were certainly in a frenzy, eager to capture a glimpse of these legendary figures as they arrived one by one. Picture the scene: Barack and Michelle Obama, Steven Spielberg and Kate Capshaw, Bruce Springsteen and Patty Scialfa, all mingling and sharing laughter under a single roof. It was nothing short of an iconic moment.
In a schmancy LA neighborhood with special guest President Obama's motorcade and Oprah Winfrey's badly lit face in a passing car.
And the peculiar twist? The festivities carried on well past midnight. Yes, indeed, this glitzy soiree, graced by stars, exhibited no inclination to come to a close. Meanwhile, fans have been quite vocal about their opinions on Tom Hanks's rumored associations with the mysterious world of Hollywood elites. One peculiar fan commented, "Don't ever look up to these celebrities. You never know who they really are." But it looks like Chet didn't stop there. In another astonishing disclosure, he allegedly claimed that Tom had a hand in the ongoing devastating Maui fires. He's certainly dishing out the details on how fame and wealth have transformed individuals, including his own father. Chet suggests that Tom has preserved his fame and fortune by aligning with influential figures who hold sway not only in Hollywood, but also beyond its borders. Now, there's talk in Hawaii that this alleged foul play might extend to the Maui fires, as there are suspicions that the elite may have their sights set on the land there.
You don't see what's going on. I feel something is bigger.
In what appears to lend credence to this assertion, Oprah herself stated that she and other influential figures are planning to oversee the reconstruction of the area.
At some point, I will make a major donation after all of the smoke and ashes have settled here and we figure out what the rebuilding is going to look like. This is going to be a long and difficult process.
It's likely in response to hearing this that another resident of Maui decided to speak out, sending a clear message to the covetous elites eyeing the land. It is not available for purchase. It all began when a video featuring Chet circulated on social media, where he asserted that fame has the power to alter individuals. This led some members of the public to speculate that he might be referring to his own father, Tom, and they even drew connections between Tom and the Maui fires.
Fame is the most powerful drug known to man. It can also be the most destructive.
It's worth noting that Chet created significant challenges for his family during his teenage years, to the extent that, when he was 17 years old, authorities deemed it necessary to send him to a rehabilitation facility. Fortunately, he managed to make a positive turnaround and even launched a YouTube channel where he candidly discussed the realities of growing up as a member of the Hanks family. He acknowledged that while he was fortunate to have parents he cared about deeply, the unique experience came with its own set of challenges, describing it as a double-edged sword.
If you're a factor, if you have the X factor, then you're going to encounter a lot of resentment.
He further went on saying, "There are a lot of perks, but sometimes it can be quite strange. I was able to do a lot of cool things that a lot of people didn't have the opportunity to do. Travel the world, stay in nice hotels, fly on private planes, and I feel blessed by this. I wouldn't change my situation." Despite recognizing the positive aspects of fame, Chet also acknowledged its downsides. He expressed regret about the time his parents enrolled him in a particularly challenging rehab program, where he endured significant hardships without feeling understood or supported. As he wrapped up, Chet made a commitment to consistently share the unvarnished truth about his life in Hollywood, hinting at more revelations in the future.
But today, I'm grateful. I've changed my life. I no longer have gone down that self-destructive road of dealing with my anger and my resentment.
On social media, fans have begun to speculate that in order to uphold his pristine public image, Tom Hanks may have distanced himself from his son, who was causing disruptions and potentially straining Tom's relationships in the world of Hollywood. One fan wrote, "Don't be fooled by people's outward charm. Behind that charm can be some darkness we don't see." Fans have gone further to suggest that Tom might have some involvement in the Maui fires, given the persistent mention of his name in various conspiracy theories related to the tragedy. They argue that where there's smoke, there might be fire. The public has also pointed out that one of Tom's closest associates has been amassing an impressive land portfolio in Maui, where Tom is alleged to own a residence. It's been reported that this associate recently acquired 870 acres in Kula for $6.6 million this year, despite having purchased a Maui ranch in 2003 for $5.3 million and also owning 100 acres of land in Hana.
Now, some residents say they've been receiving calls from wealthy real estate investors and developers who are trying to purchase their fire-ravaged land.
Many people found it puzzling that Tom Hanks, known for speaking out on significant issues, remained silent about the Maui fires, especially considering the claims that he owns property in the area. This has led the public to question whether the numerous viral conspiracy videos circulating on social media, which make seemingly unfounded allegations that the Maui wildfires were deliberately ignited as part of a land acquisition scheme, might have more substance to them than initially thought.
Please don't approach them with an offer to buy land. Please don't approach their families to tell them that they're going to be better off.
Conspiracy theorists across different platforms are asserting that the fires, which tragically claimed the lives of at least 114 people, were orchestrated as a deliberate strategy to displace less affluent residents on Maui and create space for high-end, multi-million-dollar developments. The public skepticism intensified when a video featuring one of Tom's associates discussing plans for land renovation following the fires began circulating. This has led to allegations that Tom and other influential individuals may have been involved in the fires, particularly if they had already started to exert influence over the affected land.
Hawaii already has the highest housing cost in the nation, with homeownership out of reach for many residents.
These claims allege that these elite individuals intentionally ignited the fires to purchase the scorched land at reduced prices and potentially establish a smart city. The conspiracy theory goes further, proposing that a covert group of global elites used a secret energy weapon to purposefully start the fires, clearing the land for their mysterious agendas. And now Tom has found himself linked to these elites due to his close proximity to many of them and his ownership of land in Maui, given his status as a prominent figure in Hollywood.
No, they're not slick. Just wait. Everybody, just wait until our people find out the truth.
A man on social media recently made a claim about an event that took place in January of this year in Maui. He asserted that there was a smart city conference held with the aim of transforming Maui into a comprehensive smart island. This ambitious plan purportedly involved transitioning all aspects of the island to electric power sources, embracing renewables like solar panels, and encouraging widespread adoption of electric vehicles. The concept behind this endeavor was to create 15-minute smart cities on Maui, where everything would be within a short distance and efficiently connected through smart technologies.
Did you hear the news? There's some shady stuff going on in Hawaii. Okay, let's put aside the fact that they hosted a smart city conference there in January of this year.
Some individuals have raised questions about the peculiar observation that certain blue objects on the burn site remained untouched by the fires. While some have attributed this phenomenon to possible supernatural forces, others have put forth a theory suggesting that the supposed laser beams involved in the incident may have been programmed to avoid anything blue. This explanation, according to these claims, would account for why numerous blue beach umbrellas, for instance, appeared unharmed amidst the devastation caused by the fires. It's important to note that these theories are speculative and lack credible evidence to support such assertions. Speaking further, the man who spoke about the Smart City meeting said, "What they don't talk about is in January, how they had in Maui a smart city conference to turn Maui into an entire smart island, changing everything to electric, renewables, solar panels, and pushing everybody into electric vehicles. 15-minute smart cities." This has stirred up allegations that Tom's residence in Maui, much like his other properties, is adorned in the distinctive shade of blue. What's raising eyebrows is that his associates' homes also seem to have emerged unscathed from the recent fire. Curiously, there was a recent news article about celebrities opting for unconventional blue house paint. As a result, the public is now engaging in speculation, suggesting that these individuals might have orchestrated their plans well in advance.
And don't you even mention the Digital Governance Summit, which is occurring there next month, funny enough.
As some individuals raise questions about the wildfire's true purpose, a different, more conspiratorial perspective emerges. Some are positing that the elite may have desired more than just land. They might have sought something unattainable without the cover of the fires: children. These conspiracy theorists allege that given that many of the still missing individuals from the fires are children, there may be suspicions of child play.
Everybody knew what really happened, and if we all stood up against it, it's done. Especially as islanders, do you know how unified we all are? We're a unit.
But these are not the only reasons people have been trying to cancel Tom Hanks. During conversation with Jeffrey Brown, where they discussed his debut collection of short stories, the iconic actor also delved into the topic of Harvey Weinstein's past behavior and whether it was an open secret in Hollywood. Tom Hanks asserted that there was awareness among a specific circle of individuals, primarily those engaged in business with Harvey Weinstein. He suggested that numerous women within the industry understood the risks associated with involvement with Harvey and his alleged actions.
I think there was knowledge amongst a certain group of people, mostly who did business with Harvey Weinstein. There are countless women who understood that that's what happened.
The public found it deeply perplexing that someone could engage in inappropriate behavior with impunity simply because of their elite status and power. Tom asserted that there were individuals who dismissed Harvey's actions as him just being himself, and a pervasive silence enveloped the situation, despite the fact that many women were allegedly being harmed by his actions.
And there were many people who said, well, that's just Harvey.
When Jeffrey Brown inquired about the severity of the situation in Hollywood, whether it was isolated to one person or a broader cultural issue, Tom Hanks responded by suggesting that it was more of a culture. He implied that it was something everyone had to acclimate to or accept to some extent, indicating a systemic problem beyond the actions of just one individual.
Let's see, inappropriate behavior to the point of harassment and predatory behavior.
In light of Tom's past behavior, it doesn't come as a complete surprise to some when a video surfaced of him referring to a little girl as a baby. This video has been circulating on the internet, leading fans to question why such behavior was tolerated, whether it was intentional or not. Many are also wondering why Tom agreed to participate in such an inappropriate situation, given his public image and responsibility as a role model.
Sexy, baby! Sexy baby! You are such a sexy baby!
In any case, Chet's revelations have thrown a spotlight on the shady side of celebrity connections. Everyone's now wondering if there's a web of power dynamics and secret societies operating behind closed doors in Hollywood. It's like something out of a blockbuster thriller movie, but this time, the drama is real, or at least that's what they want us to believe. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.